Well, hello everybody. Gonna do a little shooting video today. Got a little different gun we're gonna shoot. The gun actually belongs to my brother. He's been a big supporter of my channel. I appreciate John. But what we're shooting today is a Canik TP9 SA. Show you what you got. So here's this Canik. Just kind of do the unboxing on it. It's got a really nice hard case, and it comes with some pretty neat stuff here. So here's a little cleaning brush. It just happened to fall out as I popped the case open. But it's got this little brush. It's got another cleaning tool here to run a swab down. It's got an interchangeable back strap on it. Of course, here's all the paper and stuff that comes with it. But it's interesting. It comes with a pretty neat holster. Two 18-round mags. Of course, it's got a trigger lock here. You know, thanks to our attorneys, everybody's got to have one of those. But this holster is pretty cool. All right, so this holster that comes with, I'm not even sure what the brand of it is. I don't think it tells. It's just got Canik stamped on it. But this thing is a pretty legit holster. It's just got the belt clips on the side, or you know, the clips on it for outside the waist carry. But the retention is what I'm shocked at. Is that baby clicks in there. And man, for a guy just walking around outside on a four-wheeler or whatever, that is a pretty legit holster. Pretty tickled with that. So we've shot this gun a little bit. My brother shot it quite a bit. My brother's a pretty big fan of that cheap ammo. I think he's a bigger cheapskate than I am, but he shoots that steel-cased Russian Tallulah ammo, I believe is how you say it. Never had a failure with it. The gun's probably got, we're guessing about 900 rounds through it. So today I was gonna just do some accuracy tests with it. John hasn't shot it much on paper. I got 4 different ammo we're gonna shoot today. So this one's just a Federal factory 115 grain FMJ. Nothing comes in these 100 round boxes. We've had good luck with this. So we're gonna try that one today. We've got one that is something a little bit unusual. We just ordered these off the internet. This is Freedom Munitions. I think it comes out of Idaho. It's 135 grain round nose flat point. And I wish I could remember right off the top of my head what I paid for these, but me and a couple guys went on and we ordered a big bulk amount of them. Haven't shot them a ton. They've cycled really good through everything we've shot. We haven't done a lot of accuracy tests with them, but so far they seem pretty good. We'll see how the Canik likes them today. Something a little bit unusual, a year or two ago, I ordered some semi-wad cutters. These are a powder coated, come from Penn bullets, 115 grain. These are interesting because a lot of the guns don't like them. I don't think I'll order these again. I thought, you know, semi-wad cutter was an interesting idea for 9mm. What is very interesting is every gun that I've got will cycle those semi-wad cutters just fine. Accuracy wise, I've got a CZ P07. I need to do a review on that one of these days, but that is a heck of a gun, and that shoots those semi-wad cutters good. That CZ is probably the gun I can say shoots everything good. My SIG 320 does not like those, and that SIG 320 is actually a little bit fussy. I've got some ammunition that it'll shoot virtually one-hole groups, but it certainly doesn't like some of these reloads. So that's one other ammo we're going to shoot today. These are reloads. These are Zero brand 115 grain hollow points. I don't know a lot about these. I actually bought these at a pawn shop and got a really great price on them. And I've read a little bit about the Zero brand bullets, and a lot of folks have had good luck with them. I don't know if I'd like to do a review on those one of these days to see if they would penetrate, or excuse me, would expand in like ballistic gelatin. I haven't done that yet, but I've had some guys say that they'll probably react more like the Hornady action pistol type bullet. So anyway, be interesting to see. So kind of the most unusual bullet is this 135 grain round nose flat point. Interested to see how these are going to work. But anyway, so we'll get set up, do some shooting with the Canik, see how it goes. All right, guys, I was going to go over a couple things with this gun. The sights on it, in my view, are pretty unusual. I think it's going to take me a minute to get used to it, but the rear sight, hopefully you guys can see that, it's almost like a U. You know, we're kind of used to the what I call the 3 dot, everybody calls the 3 dot sights. It's got the dot on the front, similar to that 3 dot assembly, but this unusual kind of a U setting in the back. So that's a little bit different. It doesn't have a safety on it. It has the decockers on this, or the slide release is on this side of the gun. So this is a full-size model. I've kind of started gravitating to more like the mid-size, like the Commander size 1911s. This guy's a full-size gun, and it does shoot pretty good. It has a really great feel to it. Almost a CZ type feel to me. It's different than a Glock. I don't own a Glock. I've shot a lot of them, but this feels different to me. So I don't know, it does have a great feel in the hand. The trigger has, you know, the Glock style safety on the front of the trigger, and it has a little bit of movement in the trigger. Not a ton, but a little bit. And once you get the trigger engaged, it's not bad. Is it great? No. Is it? I think the 320 still has a better striker fire trigger than this does, but this is pretty good. So, like I say, it's got a little bit of the take up, and then once it engages, it has a little bit of travel. Not terrible. Not terrible. Not as good as. I think it's probably as good as a Glock, maybe even better than a Glock. But to me, the gun has a better feel than a Glock. I'm not even sure how to describe how it sits in the hand. But I only have that one CZ, but it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Anyway, so we'll do some shooting with it. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm just going to load 3 rounds in of the separate ammo. So the first going in is the Federal Factory FMJs. And the next 3 are going to be the semi-wad cutters. These will be interesting to me. Then the next stack we're going to have in there is the Zero brand hollow points. So for whatever reason, and my brother almost cusses me a little bit on this, I like the oddball kind of things. I mean, who shoots semi-wad cutters out of a 9mm? But you know, I ordered them, tried them. Like I say, the CZ likes them. That's about the only thing that does, though. But I like, you know, old school Smith & Wesson semi-autos, Savage 99 lever guns. So I'm the guy that kind of likes the oddball thing. So here's the thing that the ammunition we're shooting very first will be the 135 grain round nose flat point. The magazine on this thing is super easy to load. I don't have a loading tool. I'm just pushing them in. But you know, 18 rounds, that's a pretty good handful of ammo there. All right, so I got 4 separate targets. So we'll just shoot a 3-shot group of each style of ammo at each target, and then we'll walk up and have a look. So this first one is the 135 grain round nose flat point. All right. So the next one is the Zero brand bullet in reloads, 115 grain hollow point. Alrighty. So the next group we're going to shoot is this 115 grain powder coated semi-wad cutter. Alright, last but certainly not least, the Federal Factory 115 grain full metal jacket. right, guys, let's walk up and have a look. So I didn't say it earlier in the video, probably should have. So I'm shooting at a full 25 yards on this. This is my little home range. You guys have seen it a ton. Tractors in the background, bales of hay, horses. But yeah, this is a full 25 yards. So we'll see what we got. All right, guys, well, I really like the point of impact on this 135 grain load. That's where I like to hold, is that 6 o'clock sight picture. The groups aren't great, not bad. Forgot my dang tape measure, of course, but that Leatherman, that's showing maybe about a 3.5, 4-inch group. I really like that point of impact. You know, this, so that's acceptable. That's a good load for this gun. This is that Zero brand hull point hand load. It shoots even a little better. I'm gonna call that probably 3 inches or even less. There again, I like that point of impact, probably even better than the 135s. Both really good. So this guy is the 115 grain semi-wad cutter. Not as good a group. You know, is that terrible? I don't know. That could have been a flyer, that could have been me. But that semi-wide cutter load, most of the guns don't shoot it as well as some of the others. So then on the end was this Federal factory FMJ load. Here again, about that 3 to 4 inch range. Point of impact's good on that one. I think the gun's shooting great. You know, I'm pleased as punch with that. Pretty interesting that one gun will shoot all, you know, that's several different types of ammunition, hand loads and factories, and then those 135 grains are technically remans from that Freedom munitions. But to shoot a wide range of ammo, I'm going to say essentially interchangeable, pretty good. The gun shoots good. I mean, it's about a 3-inch gun, which I think for a striker fire 9mm, that's about what they're all shooting. I've shot some good groups with the CZ and my SIG 320 both. I've shot better groups with that with certain loads, but like that SIG 320, I mean, that's a great striker fire gun. I don't think anybody can argue that, but it doesn't shoot a variety of ammo probably as good as this Canik. So John's gonna get a kick out of that, because we always have the big SIG versus Canik discussion, you know, the old Ford and Chevy round and around there. But I'll tell you, this Canik is a heck of a gun. And probably the most attractive thing about this Canik is the price. I think John was into this one in the mid 300s. I think I seen an advertisement at Sports and Warehouse that this gun was like $299. Man, you cannot beat that. That is a dandy gun for the $300 price point. Of course, you're not going to buy SIGs for that. You're not going to buy Smith & Wessons for that. Glocks, you know, they're all north of that $500 range. So for an entry level, this is a dandy gun. So we're just going to set up and just crank some rounds out and shoot some steel with it. Just see how it shoots offhand. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is shoot up some of these semi-wad cutters. I don't love these. You know, my whole idea was that I read somewhere, or somebody told me, that in World War I, when these first come out, it was designed with a semi-wad cutter. Well, during the war, NATO or whoever it was at that point got together and decided that it was tearing the soldiers up too much. So they all went to a full metal jacket. Their theory is, if you wound a soldier, you're not taking his life, but you're getting him out of the fight. So, you know, I can see some humanity in that. But I found it interesting when I read that, so I wanted to try them. Not staying with them. I'm gonna end up going to the hull point or something. Just because, like, in the tests that you guys seen now, they just don't shoot as good. They're all reliable. They just, I don't know. I'm an accuracy nut sometimes to a failure, but I don't know. It's just not something that I want to pursue. Keep shooting these semi-wide cutters. But another interesting thing I wanted to bring up about this gun is it's made in Turkey, and I can't remember if I mentioned that earlier or not, but you know, we're all patriots. We all like to support our American manufacturing, and I'm no different. If I can have the choice to buy something that's made in America versus something that's imported, I would choose made in America. But we got to be realistic too. How many guns are fully made in America in today's world? Not very many. There's a few. You know, who knows what Smith & Wesson's doing? Who knows what Springfield's doing? I know that the XDs are made overseas. You know, I know that SIG, they say I think New Hampshire on the gun. Are they truly made there? Are they made in Germany? Heavens, I don't know. Anyway, for whatever reason, Turkey has started producing a lot of great guns. I've looked at a lot of shotguns recently that are made in Turkey. There's a lot of side-by-sides and over and unders coming out of that country right now for whatever reason, and I've heard the quality's super good on them. So 18 rounds, that's a handful right there. Alrighty, well, we're gonna try to ring some steel downrange with this old kid. So you guys have heard I've had a few misses there. These are those, the semi-wide cutters are hitting a little bit low. I'm aiming for I'm covering almost the whole target and hitting it pretty consistently. It took me a minute to kind of figure that out. So I'm gonna put some of those jacket hull points in next. So these zero brand bullets, I think they're kind of a sleeper. Every one of my 9mm really like these bullets. You don't see them around. I think the manufacturing of them is in Alabama, and you know, here we're in Utah. You don't see them in the stores. Like I say, I bought these from a pawn shop. I think they got it from like an estate sale, maybe something of that nature. But I like the heck out of these. And you know, for the last couple years, everything in the shooting world has been short supply. These were no different. I've looked on the internet, and it seemed like I looked here a month or so ago, and they were starting to come back, you know, into availability. So I hope so. I think these are going to be kind of my go-to for reloading. Not that I'm a big reloader of 9mm. You can almost buy these remans. I'm really pleased with these Freedom Munition remans, as cheap as what you can reload them for. So what we like to do, and it's not doesn't even make any sense. I'm going to adjust the camera, but we've got a gong down there at 50 yards. So my son's got a full-size SIG 320, the big 5-inch barreled, you know, kind of the tricked out version. I think they call it an X5. And that kid can stand here flat-footed and about hit that 50-yard gong every time. Pretty dang good shot. I'd like to tell you he's a chip off the old block, I guess, but we'll see how much I can hit the 50-yard gong today. So that's something interesting. When I slam that magazine in place, I mean, I'm not being, you know, mistreating the gun, but I'm just giving it a good stiff hit on the bottom. That slide closes at the same time. A little bit of a niche with the gun. Hey, you guys hear that? Got a hit. There's another one. Not as good as Carson. Well, we got a couple hits at the 50-yard gong. The gun probably shoots a lot better than I do. Anyway, I'm not that good at that 50-yard offhand, but that's a heck of a shooting gun. We'll load her up one more time and just do some speed shooting here with it. I've got just a few of these semi-wide cutters left, so we'll burn them up today. Tell you, we've had an interesting deal around here. You know, we're in the deserts of eastern Utah. We don't get much rain, and it has rained for about 3 days straight. When I get done with the video, I'll flip around. I got water standing up here in the stack yard. we're glad to have it, that's for sure. So here I got a loaded mag, and so we're gonna see, I'm gonna just gently shove that in. Okay, it's set right there. Now this time, it didn't do it that time. So that's a little bit of a niche with the gun, I would say. Had one malfunction. Now this is the semi-wad cutters. It didn't cycle. I'm not sure what happened. Last round. I'm not sure what happened. It didn't even try to hit the primer. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that one. I think that malfunction we're gonna blame on the ammo. So yeah, this Canik, for the price point, I think it's hard to beat. I did a video on a Taurus G2 here a while back. That's in the same price point as this Canik, and I really like the Taurus. I mean, that's my concealed carry gun. It's a little bit different because the Taurus has the trigger pull that feels to me like a double action revolver. That's what I like for that. You know, I carry it inside the waist. That's the feel I like. This gun's it's a different genre of guns, really. This is a full size. I mean, I guess you could carry it inside the waist. Not if you got a big belly like me, you probably couldn't, but some skinny guys maybe could. It's just that's not the right fit for the gun. This is a big full-size range gun. Man, I don't know if you can beat it for the price. So we're going to shoot one more round, or excuse me, one more mag with the Federal Full Metal Jacket Factories. So those guys kind of have that same hold point as far as I got to cover the whole target, but they cycle good. I'm sure that little malfunction we had was an ammunition issue. So anyway, the Canik, this is the TP 9SA. Don't know what any of that means. That's just the model they're calling it. And it's a dandy gun for the price. So me and John have the argument about the CZ. So I haven't done a video on that one, but it's a CZ P07. It's a double action exposed hammer. There again, it's a different feel. A lot of the folks, they want the same trigger pull every time, and that's what works for them. Good on them, perfect. But this is a dandy gun for the price point. I was gonna flip the camera around and just show you guys how much water I got standing in the old shooting range here. It is unbelievable how when it rains in this country, it stinking pours. I got some water that's washed dirt and sand and rocks in my arena from this last couple days of rain. So anyway, we're grateful for the rain, and we'll take it anytime it wants to send it. So that's my video for the day of the Canik. Please leave some comments. Be curious to see what kind of experience other folks have had with this. You know, it's kind of an up and coming deal. It's only been on the market for a few years. But shoot, I think it's probably a pretty quality firearm. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.